Hello guys, if you remember very clear, there was a video that I've posted. Well, the video that I've posted was a big money move strategy. I think if you remember very clear, it's a strategy like this one. Let me just open this one. This one is my pending ticket. It's not yet there. This is my pending ticket. If you remember this strategy very clear, this multi-goal away team 2-3, and then I said here multi-goal home team 2-3. That's Napoli. Napoli must score 2, a minimum of 2 goals and a max of 3. Same thing here. Let me just check this one. If I check this one, I find that it's full time and it had scored 2 goals, so it's in. So this one is in. If I check Napoli, this is a pending ticket, guys. Napoli scored 2, so it's over that match. It's in. So I'm waiting for PSV. This was my top 10 for today. You understand? Because it's still a weekend, so that means there's still games. So my top 10 teams like Basel. I'm sure you all familiar with these leagues. These are not Mampara leagues. These are actually leagues. You know, they are actually top teams from also around the world besides the top 5 leagues. You know, look at this one. I just placed a 400, but look at the payout. This is why I love this strategy, guys. As I have said before in the first video, that I love this strategy. It's a big money move strategy. But nevertheless, this is not the strategy that I was going to show you here. This was just extra. I just wanted to show you this one. This one is also a losing ticket. This one, I placed this one yesterday. It was also, I just put 2 rand there. I was checking something. Now, this one, guys, it's a modification of a big money move strategy. Now, question is, you notice that a lot of teams can score goals. That is for sure. But what if we choose teams such as Liverpool's? I mean, teams that you've chose for your big money move strategy, because those are teams that cannot score more than 3. You're certain that those are not teams like Manchester City, teams that can disappoint you and score 5 or 6, you know, as they scored 8 last week. So you can still use your same teams here for big money move strategy. Use them here on this strategy. This one is a modification, because what this market means, this market simply means that your multi goals for the second half, but now it doesn't only include multi goals only for Liverpool, it includes the opponent also. So if Liverpool scored 2 goals, let's say Liverpool scored 2 goals on the second half and the opposition scored 2, that means that's a loss. Because when you combine those goals, it's 4 goals. So it's no longer 1, 2, 3. At least they must score 1, any of the teams, but they must not exceed 3. So if you choose those teams that you were using for your big money move strategy, that means you are sorted. If you think about it, you know what I mean. That top 10, you put it here also, and then you put 250, because I normally said, people, if you put 250 for this strategy is a good one. I lost it because Hibernia then Celtics, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Look at this. This was only 6 teams, by the way, and I think I've placed about 10 rand, or it was 7 teams. Yeah, you see, it was a loss, but I placed only 10 rand to check something. But for you to bet this, you must put 250 rands and put top 10. Your top 10 teams will yield odds of 15, and then once you put 250, you will get 3,000 rands. I mean, that's a lot of money, guys. And let me tell you something, this goes hand in hand with the big money move strategy, because if you can win on that big money move strategy just once, I mean, you wouldn't be afraid to put 1,000 rand here, you know? Just put 1,000 rand, because this one is actually more, you're not depending on one team, you know? That's why it's more possible. You're not depending on one team. You're actually depending on both teams. Any team can score goals on the second half, but they must not exceed 3 goals. So that's the thing now. And I mean, guys, you hardly see teams scoring 2 goals on the first half and then keep that 20 lead until the match is over. Even on PSL, South African soccer, you hardly find that. So this one is sometimes a good one. The only thing that you must be afraid of here, because that's what happens when I bet most of the time, you find out that a team is scoring more goals now in the second half. Maybe the first half ended 0-0 and then second half 4-2 or 4-0, you know. So that's the problem that I'm always experiencing here. But so that's why I said you must use your teams from the big money move strategy, teams that don't score too much. So if you do your research, you find those teams and then you play them. So you can also tell me, guys, what you think about this strategy also. I believe maybe this is not a proper modification of the big money move strategy, but as I have told you guys that sharing is caring, I will just share this strategy with you and then leave it there, and then I will hear from you what you think, guys. So yeah, tell me what you think.